Coming up, you're not lazy, you're drained. This Bible story explains why. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel where we explore ancient wisdom for modern lives. Today we're diving into a story that's as old as time, yet feels incredibly relevant to our fast-paced world. It's a story about resilience, faith, and what happens when life throws everything it has at you. And trust me, it's going to shed some light on why sometimes you might feel less lazy and more just utterly drained. Our story begins in the ancient land of Uzziah, a place of peace and prosperity. Here lived a man named Job. He was incredibly righteous, with a huge family and vast herds of livestock. He was a truly good person, always honoring God, constantly offering prayers of thanks. His faith wasn't just a Sunday thing. It was woven into the fabric of his everyday existence. But, as with many great stories, there's a twist. High above, in the heavenly courts, a conversation was taking place. God, speaking of Job, highlighted his unwavering integrity. But then a dark shadow emerged, Satan, and Satan, ever the cynic, challenged God. He argued, "Does Job fear God for nothing? You've protected him. Take all that away and he'll curse you." And so the trials began. Imagine waking up and everything you've built is ripped away. News arrived like devastating blows. His oxen and donkeys stolen, his servants killed. Then, fire from the sky consumed his sheep and more servants. Next, raiders took his camels. And finally, the most heartbreaking news of all. A great wind collapsed his eldest son's house, killing all his children. Can you even begin to fathom that kind of loss? Most of us would crumble. But Job, he fell to the ground in worship. His words were profound. "Naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I shall return. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord." He didn't blame God, he didn't curse. He grieved, yes, but his faith remained unshaken. But Satan wasn't done. He inflicted Job with painful sores from the soles of his feet to the crown of his head. Even his wife, seeing his suffering, urged him, "Are you still holding on to your integrity? Curse God and die." But Job's response was firm. "You are talking like a foolish woman. Shall we accept good from God and not trouble?" His friends came to comfort him, but their comfort soon turned to accusation. They believed his suffering must be a punishment for some hidden sin. They debated, they argued. But Job, despite his agony, maintained his innocence and his trust in God's ultimate justice. He didn't understand why this was happening, but he never doubted who God was. And this is where we connect to that feeling of being drained. Sometimes life just hits us with wave after wave of challenges. It's not about being lazy. It's about being utterly depleted by circumstances beyond our control. Job's story reminds us that even when everything is stripped away, our spirit can remain. God finally spoke to Job from a whirlwind, not to explain, but to remind Job of his immense power and wisdom, of his sovereignty over all creation. And in that encounter, Job found peace and renewed understanding. And then the restoration. God blessed Job again, giving him twice as much as he had before. He had new children and lived a long, fulfilling life, seeing his grandchildren and great-grandchildren. His faith had been tested in the most extreme way imaginable, and it had triumphed. Job's story isn't just about enduring hardship. It's about finding strength when you feel completely drained. It's about holding on to hope and faith even when the world seems to be conspiring against you. It teaches us that sometimes the greatest victories are won not by fighting back, but by holding on. So, the next time you feel drained, remember Job. Remember that your resilience is a powerful force, and that even in the deepest valleys there's a path to restoration. Thanks for watching, and watch out for the next episode. Subscribe and share.